In this video, I'm going to show you how to instantly create extra revenue in your business thanks to business credit. This is what I did to triple the revenue of my business from 1 month to the next simply by using the bank's money, and it didn't cost me anything. So let's dive in. All right, welcome to my handy whiteboard right here. So here we're going to walk you through the entire process of quickly increasing the revenue of your business thanks to bank financing. So the first thing to know is that this is most relevant for those of you that are currently making at least $5K a month in your business. So if you're not currently there yet or you're not running a business, you can still get some value out of this to understand the principles. But for those of you that are at this stage, you can use this information very fast and get the results right away. So that's what I would say at the start. But as you're running your business right now, you are most likely having to find leads, right? So you have your funnel right there. You're bringing people into your funnel. So you're doing different types of marketing to attract leads so you can find clients, right? So we'll start there. Right now you might be running ads on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, TikTok. There's a lot of different platforms here. We have do ads on LinkedIn now as well. So a lot of different ways to find leads. This is most specifically tied to those that are the direct correlation of spend to lead. There are obviously a lot of different ways to find leads that aren't necessarily so one-to-one. So you could be doing outbound, you could be finding leads organically. So those are going to cost something different, right? If you're doing organic, it costs time. If you're doing outbound, it might cost the time of a outbound setter or your own time. So there's always a cost of finding leads typically, right? So in this case, we're spending money to directly find a customer. So that's what we're doing right now. In this case, this is where we're at. So now we know that we're spending money to find these leads. And in this case, the important thing that you should be following are your KPIs. So if you're running a business, you should know exactly how much it costs in money to lead to that client. And this is a very, very important thing that a lot of people skip, especially in earlier stages, and something that I wasn't doing at first, obviously. And I learned through different coaches and mentors how important this was. And I follow every metric in my business now to get a really good understanding of what is the output correlated to my input. So what can I expect in clients and leads depending on how much money I spend? So this is something very important that you should be tracking. So to give you a good idea of what to expect here is that if you are spending money in ads, we can very quickly understand how much it costs you to actually generate that client. So to do that, it's a very simple calculation here. So first, let's assume that you're spending $2K a month in ads, and your price right now for your product is $4,000. Okay, so your cost for you charge $4,000 for your product, for your offer. You do high ticket, and you charge $4,000 per client. And last month you spent about $2,000, and you signed on 2 different clients. Okay, so to understand very quickly how much it costs you to close a deal, well, it costs 2 divided by 2, so it costs you 1 to cost per acquisition. Okay, so cost to acquire a client, and so your CAC right here is 1K. And let's say that to actually fulfill for the client, it costs you $1,000 to fulfill. So we'll just say full. Okay, so it's 1K to full your client. So this could be in the form of your team. They have to go in there and do certain operations. So based on how many hours it costs you this much, it might cost you sending out letters. It might cost you hiring and outsourcing certain parts of the service. It might come down to using certain software. So let's say that for your offer, it costs you $1,000 to fulfill, and it costs you $1,000 to acquire the client. So right now, your profit per client at the moment is $2K. So that means that if you spend $1,000, you can expect to make $2,000. If you spend $1, for every dollar you spend, you should be making $2 in your business. So right now, for $2,000 to $4,000, it's a solid number. We're just getting started, right? And you are profitable in your business. So what are we missing right now to actually scale, right? Well, this is a winning system right now. It's not a huge return on ad spend, but it is 2 to 1, and that's a profitable system. So the one thing we're mainly missing right now is more money to pour onto the fire, right? We want to pour more onto the fire right now because they have a system that works. Well, if I'm investing into something and I know that if I invest $1 to make $2 back, well, that's a really good investment, right? Especially that if you're running a business, month after month, you should be making that money back practically instantly unless you're doing payment plans and everything. So the faster you can pour onto this fire, the faster you can start to make more money, right? So I think you know where I'm going with this. What we need right now is this. So how exactly do we get that? Well, this is where the actual banks come in, right? So the banks, these are these large institutions right here that have these large sums of money, and they have different offerings for different businesses based on where you're at and what you need. So if you are purchasing real estate, for example, they have mortgages. If you're purchasing a truck, right? If you're purchasing a truck, they have equipment loans. If you need to get larger amounts, but you want to base it on documents, right? They have business lines of credits. So we have mortgages, auto loans, we have business lines of credit. And then finally, we also have business credit cards. So business credit cards, these are great for anyone that's looking for under $150,000 and you want to benefit from one of the most attractive lending practices that exist in the United States that I don't believe exists anywhere else. And that is the 0%. 0% is such a game changer when it comes to lending. And it's something that I think everyone should be taking advantage of. So the banks, what they do, that they have this product because they're trying to attract people in their door. They want to attract people in their door because of this 0%, right? So they offer the 0%. People come into the door and they hope that their business grows so that eventually they come in and ask for these other lending products, right? Or even ask for other business credit cards. And the 0% here is meant to actually grow your business. There are 0% cards for the personal, but because the goal here is to actually grow your business, they actually are willing to lend a lot more on these business credit cards because the goal is to generate revenue, make a profit, and eventually pay it back, right? So the banks will actually lend quite a bit to 0% so that you do enter their system in hopes that you do more business with them. So now they're offering these business credit cards with the 0%, and the 0% is so attractive because not only is it 0%, it's 0% for up to 12 months. In some cases, up to 18 months. So that means that you can use the bank's money up to $150,000 in most cases. So obviously you might not get that one bank, but you can stack different banks, different credit cards to reach all the way up to that amount. And now you have all this extra funding to now put into your system right here. Put into your actual funnel that we talked about at the very beginning. So now that we figured out exactly your missing piece, right? You know you have a system that's working. Now we found a way to potentially get the financing. Well, how does this actually work, right? How do I get this $150,000? Well, thankfully for business credit cards, there are really three main factors when it comes to business credit cards. The first one is your personal credit. And it's going to be your biz setup, your business setup. How do you set up your business? And then how do you apply? And that's really mainly it right there. So your business credit, you need to have certain factors that check off for the banks. For your business, same thing. You need to have certain things that check off. So this is when optimization becomes really important. So you become that perfect borrower. And then for the applications, it's where what and how. That'll matter. So there are different ways to improve your odds. So obviously the optimization is very, very important. Without this, you can't get good results here. But for the application, it's also very, very important. So where are you applying? Which banks are you applying? Are they actually even in your state? Are they good banks for your states? What are you applying for? So are you applying for the right cards for what you're looking for? Do they have the right benefits? And then how? So how are you filling out the applications? How are you even applying? Are you applying online, in person, through a business banker? So these are all important factors when it comes to your actual results to get the funding. But let's say that you actually figured it out and now you're able to get this financing piece right here. Well, let's say we go back to our initial example right here, right? Now that we have this slide right here, we have this whole setup for our business. And now we know that if I spend 1K to make 2K, well, now I just went through that entire process to qualify for 150, right? So if I can use this 150 and pour that into my 1 to 2K funnel that I created up here, well, what if now all of a sudden, instead of spending 1,000 this month, I spend 5,000 this month? Well, if I spend 5, well, I should be making 10, right? Because if I spend $1, I should be making $2. Losing my drawing here. If I spend $1, I should make $2, right? So if I spend 5K, I should be making 10K. And when we go back to the actual revenue, we were saying that if I spent $2,000, assigned 2 clients. Well, if I spend 5K, if I spend 5,000, that means that I spent 2.5 times what I was spending before. And I was signing 2 clients before. Well, now I'm signing 5. Right? I'm signing 5 people. And with the 5 people, that equates to 5 times the 4. That's 20K. So before we were generating the 2 clients, which was 8,000. And now simply by scaling our ad spend, we went from going from 8K to now 20K. Right? We went from making a profit of $2,000 to now making a profit of $10,000. So we not only did we almost triple our revenue, we 5x'd how much profit we're actually bringing in, right? So at $10,000 a month, you're already earning 6 figures in your business. You didn't actually change anything in your business. You simply increased your activity. So now that you have more money, however, now you can do a lot of things, right? Now you can actually go in and you can add more sources to here. You can increase the different metrics or the different lead sources that were working for you. You can go out there and you can go and find a new mentor that can help you improve your systems and get more money out of your different funnels. You can actually hire a team. You can hire a team to start doing some of the work for you so that now you don't have to work as much and you can actually get more output for your input. Getting access to this funding unlocks everything else in your business. It's that simple. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. We're going to talk a little bit more about how to actually qualify, how to actually use this funding to hire your team, how to hire your mentors. There's a lot of things you can do with this funding, and I'm really excited to show you exactly how this works and how much of an impact it can really create for your business. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.